ahead, Keri. Go ahead, Keri. Go ahead, Keri. Tell her like it is, boy.
I'm excited. I get to talk to another fellow author or authorette. I don't know if that's a lady author, a sister that writes. Welcome to the show, Miss Katrina Walker. How are you, sweetie?
I am good.
And your mic sounds great.
Thank you.
So that's a good sign. The book is called Unbreakable. We got a lot to talk about. The first thing that I want to talk about, though, first of all, shout out to Clea Clark. Clea Clark is a stylist, let's say publicist, who introduced me to your publicists.
Okay.
We can send your publicist a shout out.
Shout out to Lynn. Lynn is the best.
She is. She made sure that she sent me everything that I needed to prepare for your interview. Shout out to Lynn. That's what, when you have a great publicist, you know you're in good hands.
And it's Money Lynn. That's I meant to say that.
Money Lynn. Okay. You got to say that then. Shout out to her. Shout out to Clea Clark for putting this together. It's always great to have a fellow author here on the Keri's Korner Radio Show. Unbreakable. So okay. Now you've watched. I purposely scheduled the show the way that I did, so that Hubert could be first today. Usually we have the music guests here second, but I wanted you to kind of see how we operate here. And I felt using Hubert's interview would be perfect segue.
Right.
So 5 husbands.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so I'm sorry. And the thing is, your husband's in the studio, and he's kind of brolic, which in New York means big. So I just hope that, stay over there, brother. Dwayne, stay your ass over there. Okay? Hopefully my team will be as diligent as Cardi's team and keep him over there, because I got some questions. 5 husbands, sister?
5 husbands.
So you've had 5 bum-ass dudes.
And it's so funny because...
Is it?
Especially when I get a room full of men. Y'all really want to roast me about having 5 husbands.
It's a sausage fest in here.
But you got to look at the fact that I had husbands. They all asked me to marry.
Right, that's right. Yeah,
I could say 5 boyfriends, 10 boyfriends.
Right. Well, they all got on their knees for you.
I don't know if they got on their knees.
They didn't? No shade to Wayne, but where is he at? I want to make sure he's where I can see him. Okay. So he's from New York, right?
He's from New York.
What part of New York you from? What is it? He doesn't have a mic. What part of New York is he from?
He was born. He told me now.
Okay, that's what he told you.
He was born in Queens.
Okay.
And did I get that right? Okay. Born in the Bronx.
Oh yeah, stay your ass over there, homie. My goodness, Switchblade City. Anyway, so you had 5 husbands, 4 X marks until you got this perfect guy.
But I want to say this, with those 5 husbands.
Yes.
Now, don't look at me all cockeyed.
No, I'm not. I'm just. You know what it is? It's 5 guys.
Wait a minute. The first one I shouldn't have married.
Okay.
But I stayed married to him 20 years. Who does that?
I don't
I
know.
20 years. We had 4 children.
I haven't had a relationship for 20 days, so I don't know. No, I was just saying 4 mistakes before you got the right one. That's all.
Yeah.
That's
so
all.
far.
Nobody's judging
16
here.
years. 16 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Nobody's judging, at least not out loud.
Not out loud. It's okay. It's okay, because I'm judging.
Okay, so you have a story. 5 husbands. We're gonna get past that. Homeless.
Yes, homeless.
That's actually a subject those that know me know that I don't joke about. I take that very seriously.
Right.
What was that like, sister?
Homeless means you don't have an address, right?
Right.
So
Yes,
having
ma'am.
4 children and going to folks' house and they wondering when are you gonna leave, but you don't have anywhere to go.
You don't have an answer.
But you're ashamed. You're too ashamed
Right.
to say, I don't have a home for my children. So
And
when
how
you
old
don't
would-
have an address, that means you're homeless, correct?
Right. And how couch surfing is homelessness. There's a lot of variations of homelessness.
Yeah.
You don't have to be sleeping in a tent on Venice Beach to be homeless, right?
Absolutely, I agree. Totally.
Being homeless simply means you don't have an address of your own, right?
don't, right.
So how old were the kids when you were going through that? When you were experiencing homelessness?
The kids were 2, because it's a gap in them.
Right.
Some were born in the 80s. They were like teenagers, 2 were, and then 2 were smaller.
Right, so the teenagers were able to comprehend and understand.
Because we were in a van,
experience. Yeah.
and what happened was my husband got me in always had me in bad shape.
Yeah.
And he was out always cheating and never bringing no money home.
Right.
Just all kind of stuff that I went through, until it got to the point that when I did have a nickel or a dime or whatever I could
Right.
put together to try to make ends meet, he would take it and like I say, do God knows what with it.
Right,
So it left us without a place to stay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
But I figured it out. I figured that out, as always.
That's what's most important. You showed your kids that you're resilient,
Yes.
that you're strong, and that you a sister that's going to work it out.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
came up with the thing where I said, never again will that happen.
Right.
Not to me,
Right.
my babies.
Right.
Never.
You know
ever.
what? You know what I'm learning in life, Miss Walker. I say Miss Walker just out of respect. A lot of things that happen to us, good and bad,
Yes.
are things that just had to happen to us, right? I'm just, from my perspective, I'm learning in life that sometimes things are supposed to happen to that you might not understand at the moment. Why is this happening to me, right? But when you're going through it, you're going through it. But when you come out on the other side, it creates the person that you have ultimately become.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But I guess the thing that gets me is that I think that if it was just me homeless,
Right.
I could have dealt with it.
I
But to
understand.
having 3 daughters
Yeah.
and a son and
Yeah.
this no good man
Yeah.
around, it was hard. It was
Well,
difficult.
Can I say something to you?
Yes.
Off the record. Well, not off the record, but off the topic. I went to prison. As a result of my own prison experience, I now go to detention centers to speak to kids who are being incarcerated, to talk to them about making better choices. You understand what I'm saying? When I was in prison, for the life of God, I couldn't understand why I had to go through this. Now I get it. You understand? So sometimes,
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what your journey's going to be as far as your kids. I don't know
what you're saying is so true.
Yeah.
Because I started the first ever 24-hour child care center
See?
in Memphis.
Right,
And I had young mamas that I knew they were me.
right.
Having a hard time on welfare or without or just scuffling, So I understood their story because they were me. So
And at the end of the day, if you hadn't have had 4 bad husbands, if you hadn't have gone through homelessness, you could not have wrote this book,
Absolutely.
Unbreakable, shared your story
Yes.
with other people and
Yes.
made other women and people in general strong.
And another thing I want to touch on is I had no shame. And see, shame is what affects a whole lot of people.
Absolutely.
And we all go through
Pride.
what I call stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I went through what I went through, other people go through it too.
Right.
But a lot of people are just ashamed. So if I can help somebody by telling my story, people can look at me all crazy and try to prejudge me and say, well, she was, but if it's going to help another young girl or a young guy, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell my truth.
I think the most important component of all of this, Miss Walker, is that you got through it.
I got through it.
Period. Right?
Exactly.
So now the book is out.
Yes.
Are you touring? Are you doing book tours?
Right now, the book is out.
Okay.
But right now, I'm touring with a stage play.
Right, you got the stage play.
I got
So
a stage play
is this-
called Miss D's Kitchen.
Let's talk about that, Miss D. What is
Okay.
Miss D's kitchen about? What's
Miss
the
D
kitchen?
is that black woman, middle-aged black woman,
Okay.
smoking a cigarette
Okay.
and pushing an O2 oxygen tank.
Oh.
And she double dare you to say anything to her.
So her chicken probably ain't as tasty as it used to be. Fried chicken.
I play Miss D. I'm the character. I
Okay.
created each and every one of my characters.
Wow,
Everybody comes to Miss D's house.
Nice, nice.
Everybody loves Miss D.
Okay.
And she talk a lot of that fat stuff.
Okay.
But it's such a great play that
Okay.
it's been selling out.
What cities have you been to? And what
So
cities?
far, I've gone to Dallas.
Okay.
COVID hit, of course,
Yes,
so I had to
yeah.
kind of cut it out, but it's sold out. I took it to Memphis,
Nice.
of course, yeah.
Okay.
And right now, people are asking for it, so I'm bringing it to New York.
Absolutely.
Of
What's it
course.
like to be an actress acting out a character that you created?
Well, the character that I created was actually my mama.
Okay.
Okay. She passed away over 20-something years ago, but she did so much for this little black community, this little neighborhood.
In Memphis.
Yes, yes. I mean, if you came over our house, everybody loved her, from the little children to the older people,
Okay.
to the preacher, the no good preacher.
Okay.
So, the pimp on foot, we got, which is called Pretty Tony, is one of the characters. He doesn't own a Cadillac. He walk everywhere he go. But
Pretty Tony's a walking pimp.
he's a walking pimp.
Okay,
And
I know that's right.
everybody comes to Miss D's house
Okay.
for one thing or another. Some of that fried chicken, too.
Oh my God! See, and I love plays. I will say I'm not a Medea fan. I don't like Tyler Perry's work or anything. I'm saying this. I just never got into the whole Medea thing. I think it's just stereotypical and corny. and I think he milked it, and I'm just not a fan of any of his writing. But what do you think makes the essence of your play? What's the essence
my
of
play
it?
is that middle-aged woman.
Okay.
She is a woman. She's
Yes.
somebody's grandmama and auntie or somebody. You gonna remember her
Okay.
telling you when you come over her house, can you wash your clothes? Or when you sitting on her couch and she tell you to prop your you know what on the floor. You know?
Right.
It's realistic, you know. And I think most African American people will be able to relate to that plastic couch and to that woman,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Yeah.
that's tough.
Right.
You know, but she gonna tell it like it is. You know, you can't have your feelings on your shoulder.
Right,
But
right.
everybody love and come back for more. But she got that good advice. You know, she can tell you when to leave that guy or tell that guy that he hadn't sorted his own. Don't get married yet. You ain't through looking at enough booties, you know? So
Wow.
that's Miss D. Miss D in a nutshell.
If you could change anything about your experiences, your journey,
Yes.
what if anything would you change and why?
If I could change anything about my journey, you know, it would be nothing. And that sounds
Okay.
kind of crazy, you know, because if I hadn't gone through what I went through, I wouldn't have my children.
Right.
And from the children comes grandchildren.
Right.
You know, and everybody looks to me. Now I'm the matriarch. I'm
Yes,
standing
ma'am.
in my mama's shoes.
Right.
She's gone now.
Right.
But I have to help everybody. And I kept this daycare center for 30 years.
Let's talk about talk to me a little bit. We got 2 minutes. So,
I've always, all my life, been different. When my mama would say we was po, P-O, she didn't put the O-R, she from the South.
Right.
I would always say, not me.
Right.
Y'all might be.
Right.
So I've been figuring out stuff since I was 4 years old. When she would say, you bet not go over there to Chickasaw Gardens. That's where, you know, the wealthy people.
Chickasaw Gardens.
Chickasaw
I
Gardens.
thought that was going to be like a project.
It's
or
in
something.
Memphis. No,
Okay.
that's the money, okay?
Okay, Chickasaw.
And I walked the ditch to go over there because I wanted to see what was over there that they said black folks couldn't go.
Right.
When we had to drink double colas and RC colas, that we couldn't have Coca-Colas.
Right. Right.
We could never taste Coca-Cola. I was always just different, figuring it out.
I understand
Wanted
that.
to know why.
I understand
And we
that.
can have.
So again, you got the book.
Yes.
How can people purchase a copy of Unbreakable? 5 Husbands Homeless to Self-Made Millionaire.
They can go straight to Amazon and get it off Amazon, and it's Unbreakable.
Okay.
The Katrina Walker story.
Okay.
And a movie's coming out, too.
I should hope so. And as far as the play is concerned, do you have any dates coming up? Or
Yes, we starting off, we're going to kick it off in September.
Excellent.
And it'll start in Louisiana,
Okay.
New Orleans, and we're going to bring it on back around.
NOLA.
Yeah.
That's one of me and KeVaugh's favorite cities. Well, food. Yeah. Let everybody know how they can contact you and reach out to you via social media and all that good stuff.
Okay, you can reach me through Miss MS Katrina Walker. Miss MS Katrina Walker, Miss Katrina Walker.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Miss Walker, for being a guest on the show. I know it's been a whirlwind of photos and things of that, and we still got more pictures to take. So hope you ain't
It's
tired.
been fun.
Hope
It's
you
been
ain't
fun.
tired of smiling.
It's been fun. I love it.
Shout
I
out to
love it.
Kalia Clark again, and
Thank
shout
you.
out to Lynn.
Money Lynn.
Money Lynn.
Money Lynn.
Money Lynn. I can taste the fried chicken.
Keri's on a wheel, show you just what you were made